If you have been gaining weight in your relationship or you're looking at your body right now, girl, what has happened to us? Maybe you're in a relationship, maybe you're in a marriage, maybe you just had a baby, maybe you're a mama, maybe you're a girlfriend and you're gaining weight, or maybe you just got out of a relationship and you're like, I need to remind myself who I am. I've been there. I've came out of relationships and I made a promise to myself that I would never lose myself again or gain any excess relationship weight. I want to put you on to 7 tips that have worked for me. When my man met me, I was 30 pounds heavier than I am today. I am now a fiance. I am fine. I've only gotten finer in this relationship. And it is so important for all the tips that I share is that you understand where I'm coming from. I have been in relationships where I've lost myself. I didn't recognize who I was. I also thought I wasted so much time devoting my life, energy, my love, my body to relationships that didn't work out. Sorry, I have this in my hand because I'm getting ready for the gym. And I vowed to myself I would never lose myself in a relationship ever again. Now, taking my time in this relationship, I've learned so much about myself, and I'm going to really share a lot of things that have helped me stay true to myself, my mission, my body, my health, that a lot of women put to the back end of themselves because you're constantly giving to your relationship, your family, your job, people around you, and putting yourself last. Now, it is amazing that you put people first, but not at the expense of your health. I promised myself and I vowed I would never do that again. And I've only gotten finer in this relationship. Remember, I said I was about 30 to 35 pounds heavier than I am today. And I'm getting ready to get married, but I'm not on a diet for my wedding. Baby, I come ready. And I've done it for me. And I want you to start doing it for you. If you are new to meeting me for the first time, welcome. And to all my people returning, welcome back. Come in, give me some love. One of my favorite girls on YouTube, they posted a topic of how to avoid gaining relationship weight. I didn't watch the video because I was like, you know what? I have been in relationships before, but I'm about to say I do to my husband. And I have only gotten finer. And I work with a lot of moms, wives, and women coming out of relationships that I feel like I should show you guys and tell you guys how I only got finer to saying I do and what I vowed to myself. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment some love down below, comment any inquiries down below, and let's get into the video. Starting off with number 1, this is so important to avoid gaining relationship weight or losing yourself. Making a promise or a few promises to yourself that you stick to and you keep. When I came out of relationships, I found that I had lost myself. Came out of relationships empty, feeling like I had given myself for an outcome that I really wanted. However, I had lost myself in the way because I didn't know my boundaries or my standards or my morals. So here are a few promises that I made for myself. In order to continue creating the body of my dreams and staying in good health and shape, I promised myself that I don't go to fast food restaurants. I don't drink or go out or party often. I focus on business and travels and having fun, but in a healthy way, not overdoing it or overindulging. So the person or partner that I was going to choose, he had to respect that and also be on the same frequency. Oftentimes, we choose the quite opposite because we ourselves don't know what we really want. It's important to make promises to yourself that you keep. If you say that you are going to wait for marriage, there is no way that anyone can sway you left or right. You can't even sway me left or right to skip the gym. You couldn't sway me left or right to drink if I don't want to. You couldn't sway me left or right to stay out until 2 a.m. You couldn't sway me left or right to go to a fast food joint that I personally know how I'm going to feel afterwards from. No, you couldn't sway me left and right. It's so important that when you make promises to yourself, you keep them no matter what. I don't compromise just because I like someone. I am okay to lose somebody if they are putting so much pressure on things that work for me, that keep me healthy and sane. I really made these promises and I didn't care whether a person liked them or didn't like them. I don't drink. I don't do this. I don't do that. And you have to have I don't list. You also need to have, like I said, a promise list. These are things that you stick to and hold yourself accountable to. That way you're going to have a great life and you're not going to allow others to sway you left and right. Whether you are in a relationship or not, these promises that you make to yourself should be respected by you and respected by the people you've chosen to love, or they say they love you. When I met my man, I told him I don't drink, I don't eat at certain fast food restaurants, and he understood the assignment. My man has seen me professionally compete. He's seen me on hard diets. He's also seen me 30 to 35 pounds heavier. He's seen me very lean, ready for a photo shoot. He's seen me fluctuate, and we're obviously gonna have seasons. But one thing about me is I come back to my promises. I come back to eating clean, getting back to the plan and doing it for me because I want to feel a certain way as a female. I've been tired. I've been bloated. I've been lethargic. I have had moments and seasons in my life where I've struggled to get out of bed, where I've been down, where I've been sad, where I've been broken. Believe it or not, we've had many similar seasons at different times. And the people in your life should respect your promises that you make to yourself because they mean the most to your health, to your overall being, your livelihood. It's just like when you say, I do, you're respecting a vow between two people. It's important that you respect the vows that you set within yourself. So if you're one of the girlies that maybe you're not married yet, maybe you're single or dating, and you have told yourself that you are going to remain abstinent or celibate, whatever you want to call it, you understand what I'm talking about. How about you keep that vow to yourself, no matter how good looking or how generous a man may be, right? Because the minute we give our bodies away, that is when we take the pressure off. That is when they stop chasing. However, if you stuck to your word, your promise, and your vow, your urges, your temptation, I'm 2 years, almost 2.5 years celibate, and I have to stick to my word no matter how I feel. And I'm going to talk about the feelings of wanting to be intimate with a person and how working out only intensifies it. But you also have to have self-control. Now, all my married women should be throwing it back often, at least often. But if you are not, come over here. Let me give you this energy and show you how to get your hormones smooth and stable so that you could be throwing it back with some good knees and some stamina. But I'll just talk about it later. But ladies that are single, you're in a situationship. If you're in a situationship, cut that off. You're just wasting your time and you're too hot and young for this. All right. I really wanted to make this video to let y'all know pretty much you're too young and hot. Whether you don't feel young and hot right now, you're never going to get this moment back ever. And so many people, they're like, what I look like. I don't like what I feel like. I don't like how I look naked. I'm so self-conscious. Life is going by. You're not going to be 24, 30, 64 forever. You have 1 year to live that numbered year. You have right now to become the happiest, hottest version that you could ever imagine. And every day you could be working at just feeling like a human that is thriving, not for anyone else, but for you. This is literally your life. Make promises to yourself. You don't eat fast food. You don't you don't spend, you don't emotionally spend, you don't emotionally eat, and you seek out the help that is necessary for you to take the next step where you're more disciplined and in love with yourself. How can anyone be in love with you when you're not in love with yourself? You eat like crap. You emotionally eat only to not feel good when you see the product of your mental state, that what has built in your body, the destruction, the emptiness, the emotional cravings, the imbalances. You don't like that. But yet we keep going back to it because we don't set promises and we don't stick to them. Do the hard things. I'm going to make another video. Let's get into number 2. It is so important to have a life of your own, hobbies on your own. Baby girl, when I first met my man, I was doing bodybuilding, and I would never date a bodybuilder because not everyone can handle this lifestyle. I wanted a man that prioritized his health, but he did not need to have a six-pack. He did not need to be on the same time as me. I love that we are complete opposites. He has things that he likes. He likes to golf. Me, I like to wear the outfits, but I am not somebody who enjoys golf or tennis. I will show up to the event to network, but I don't need to play. That's the type of woman I am. All right. He's like, I don't want to network. I just want to play. Cool. We have different hobbies. I have a life outside of my relationship. It is not my man. It is so important that if you are a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home girlfriend, or your man pays for most of your lifestyle, that you still make some money so that you can do whatever you want whenever you want. It is so important that you are going out to try new hobbies, going to events, having your own friendship circles as well that are healthy, not women that gossip, they're low vibrational, they're always in a low frequency. It's important to have healthy friendships and relationships where no one is competing with you. All right. And also becoming your own best friend, being able to do a lot of these new activities on your own and meet people there. We don't always need to do everything with our partner because that is going to build resentment. When that partner is busy or when that partner doesn't want to do what you want to do, you're going to be like, oh, but you never support me. Everybody, they're born alone. They were born alone, they're going to die alone. It is so important that you still continue to live with and without your partner, to still build a life that you can talk about all of the things that you got up to and continue being curious, continue being a mysterious woman. Babe, let me tell you all about my day to day. If you are constantly living the same routine where you go to work, you come home, you watch the show, and all you can talk about is what this actress did, girl, you're not going to be interesting because who really cares about television shows? When people ask me, oh, did you watch that movie? Did you watch that? Babe, I was outside, but I was intentionally outside. I was at an event. I was at the gym. I was at some type of hobby. I was at the grocery store. I was at the library. I was doing a photo shoot. I was running business. I don't watch TV. I want to be learning. I was reading a book at a coffee shop and I ran into people I did or didn't know. And let me tell you about my day. Most of the guy friends that my man has now, somehow I brought them to him. And it's all about being a mysterious woman, that your aura is up, you're taking care of yourself, and you're always allowing your man to be curious about who you are. Now, if you're like, my man would never, he is too protective or too, okay, I personally can't handle that. I can't handle a man like that. It's really important on who you choose as your friends and your partners. I don't want a partner that I'm competing with, or he's competing with me, or he's too overly protective, or there's a leash on me. No, I want to be able to blossom. I've been able to blossom in this relationship. When I met my man, I was a full-time in-person trainer, and I was also training at F45. I was waking up, doing the morning shift, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. classes. And he saw me struggling to wake up so early. And he was like, you can quit that job and I will support you financially until you build your business. So I started building my business and I turned into a full-time. From being a full-time personal trainer, I had a client, you've heard the story, I had a client that was like, can you give me this motivational advice and put it on YouTube? And that is where my YouTube journey started. I knew since I was 12, I always wanted to be on YouTube. I was watching YouTube back then. I was watching makeup tutorials and I truly did not know how to do my makeup or my hair. Men never picked me because I was not beautiful. I was insecure. I'm sure you know the story. But I had no idea I would be on YouTube or pursue a path on YouTube until one of my clients had asked me so many times, can you please put this on YouTube? And my whole point is, when I met my man, I was doing something that was very similar to what I'm doing now. I'm still in-person training part-time. I have clients also online. I'm also doing YouTube. I run a few businesses. And I've been able to grow. I've been able to pivot. I've been able to be supported and empowered. And that is the point of being in a relationship or friendship or hiring a mentor. You want to be able to talk to the people that you love and share with them your goals and feel heard, feel seen, feel supported, not on a leash. Of course, if an idea or a goal or something that you want to do is not logical, by every reason, by any means, talk me out of it. However, if you see that there's potential in someone, you better be there for them. I've had a man that is like, I'm going to the Olympia with you. I'm going to do this with you. Let's go. You see this energy? This is how I am with my man. My man is completely opposite. He is calm. I was talking to a woman the other day and she was like, I need my man to be chalant. My man is very nonchalant. I'm gonna go with the flow, very chill. And I'm like, babe, let's go here. Let's do this. Let's do that. And you do need balance. So honestly, y'all, I'm just sharing my personal experiences from the relationships I came from to where I am now, that you need to create a life that works for you and know what you want. Personally, I need a man that is not going to be having me on a leash and controlling my every move and my money and my joys. I've never been talked out of what I do, what I want to do. When I went to Florida by myself. I was able to go to Orlando and Miami. I didn't do anything bad. My man trusts me and I trust myself. I was able to meet one of my clients that came from YouTube, my girl Sharon. I was able to meet so many people in Miami as well. That right there shows growth. You're in relationships to still live, not just be like, I'm a wife, I'm a mother. Life doesn't stop. You just got to be loyal, smart, and intentional. And then allow the people in your life to trust you. But if you see red flags of somebody that's too controlling, absolutely not. Make sure that you still have things going on outside your relationships. Travel, do more, be more, and don't shrink just because you're a wife, you're a mother, because you're dating. Listen, ladies, if you don't have a ring on your finger, and I'm a fiance, I'm not a wife yet, so I'm speaking to myself too. Don't let nobody hold you back. Of course, hear them out if it's logical, but if it's coming from a place of insecurity, lack of confidence, and control and domination, really take time, pray about it, maybe seek advice, and understand where this person is coming from. But not everyone is coming from love and empowerment. I desire to be a wife and a mother, but I do not desire to be controlled and tied down. And I respect my man. I respect the union that we have, but I really expect that he pushes me and encourages me to go to the States, to go and live in Spain for a month or try it out, to do things on my own and to continue experiencing life, knowing that he trusts me and I trust him. So continue adding in new hobbies and ideas and goals. And if you're like, I really want to start my entrepreneurship journey, take a shot on yourself. It's so important, ladies, that you build community and that you also put yourself in spaces where women empower you and they help you and share with you so that you can continue to grow as well. If you had to take anything from number 2 about having your own life still, I really want you to understand that it is so important not to shadow over your partner. You do not need to follow his every move. One mistake I made in my last relationship was putting my life in the hands of someone else. I got to follow him across Canada, which I don't regret because look at my life now. But I gave up everything for a man who did not know what he wanted. You don't need to shadow your man. Still have plans and goals for yourself, but be able to communicate with each other to make sure that you're on the same page and that you are aligned. When you start to speak to people, whether you're speaking to a girlfriend or a man, you'll be able to see if they could have a sense of what they want to do in life, some direction, I have spoken to men that were interested in me, and then 2 years later, I found out they didn't want children. I was like, "Ugh, I'm so glad I didn't waste my time here." It's so important that you do not shadow after a man. You just allow your lives to come together by constant communication, but you need to know who you are and what you want and continue exploring in this life. Don't just be in the shadow of someone else moving at their footsteps. Number 3, ladies, I need y'all to get good at this one because all my girls, especially my wives and mamas, are going to be like, that's me. I need you to be able to say no without feeling guilty. If you need to go to the gym and your man is home, baby, I need you to watch these children because I need to go. We go to the gym for our mental state over here. That's where I let out my demons. Any hard days, any hard problems, any hard thoughts, I'm at the gym. You see this body? It's built through pain. A lot of you guys are holding on to pain and resentment because you don't say no. Can I get some comments down below? Let me know if you like this energy and the mic. If you like the mic, I'll keep it coming. I need y'all to get good at saying no. I'm overwhelmed. I'm too busy. I cannot do it that day, but can we push it to this day when I'm available? Today's my day off and I prefer to do this for me. Because you keep extending yourself for everybody else and then walking around here, oh, poor me. Absolutely. No one cares. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to fill your energy up when you allow it to be drained in the first place. I need you to walk around and say, no, I need to go and do this for myself. Put those children in daycare if he don't want to do it. And go to the gym, go grocery shopping, meal prep, ask for help. You cannot do everything on your own. So many of us are repeating cycles that we watched our mother pass down. Survival, struggle, no way of taking care of your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health. A lot of people are passing the cycle down. Mamas, we are in 2026. Wives, we are in 2026. And girlfriends, why you are over here struggling with a man that is not your husband? You are passing up your plans, your goals for a man that is not your husband. Feeling bad about saying no. You are enabling some behaviors and only neglecting yourself, only to resent those people and choices after. So many people, they resent having children. How sad. Children are a blessing. Do you know how many women struggle to conceive? And there are women out here that regret their choices. Sometimes we've just enabled behaviors, teaching people how to treat us because you constantly say yes when you mean to say no. If it doesn't fit on your schedule and you are over capacity, say no. I need to rest. I need to sleep. I need to go to bed. If you're making noise and you need to sleep, you're disrespecting me. Come to your partners properly with love, care, and nurture. It's all about being able to communicate with the people that say they love us. Because if you say you love me, why do I have to fight for you to care about my overall health and well-being? Well, most of the times we've tried to be strong for so long that we've only enabled the behavior of lack. You want to be strong. You want to be superwoman. You are only showing people that you're good at everything. You can handle everything and they don't need to care about you. So no one at all needs to care about your time, your energy, your sleep, your rest, your bank account, your body. Start saying no without feeling guilty. No, I am not going to wash the dishes. I've washed it 6 days in a row now. We are a union. Or to your children, teach them, stop enabling behaviors that you're the only one putting in the work. I want you to think about where in your day-to-day do you constantly say yes and overstretch your energy, your time, when you know that you could be doing something else for yourself. Maybe it's taking a nap. Where in your day or in your life are you just always saying yes for people? I want you to write this down. Or just take a look from last week to this week. Where have you been feeling tired or burnt out where you're constantly saying yes? Didn't realize that you overloaded your plate. Now you feel overwhelmed. You feel like this, you feel tired, you feel burnt out, you feel like there's never enough time for you. I just made a video about you need to know your schedule. And I was telling my client that, hey, these are the breakdowns of your schedule. I need you to rest on your rest days. If you know that you've worked 5 to 6 days, 8 to 10 hours, why are you picking up so much load? Rest. It's okay to just sit and take a nap, sit, read, take yourself out, take a bath, ask for help. I know easier said than done, but listen, I need you just to overall stop feeling guilty for saying, no, I cannot. Don't wait to feel burnt out and overwhelmed before you decide to crash. So many people wait until they're at the bottom before they do anything about how they feel. You are honestly just building resentment, and you are not going to love your person, nor are you going to feel intimate to want to do the do's with your partner. We got to pull together, which leads to number 4, ask for help. This is so important, y'all. I know a lot of my ladies, when they come into the challenge, oh, I always forget to ask for help. Like I said before, you are not Superwoman. A lot of y'all are going to end up just resenting your partner or your life. A lot of people, especially my mamas and my wives, they end up looking in the mirror and also just hating their body. You just see the years of destruction, the years of neglect, the years of lack of nurture, care, proper food and nutrition. You're always go, 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 giving for everybody else. You get the life literally sucked out of you if you were breastfeeding, or just in general. People are always nagging you for something. Babe, this is where you need to start using your voice and asking for help. You cannot do everything on your own. You have so much love and support, more than you know. If you are not vocal though, you cannot expect people to read your mind. I feel like a lot of clients will expect that I'm supposed to read their mind. I cannot help you if you are not going to share with me what is bothering you or what you need help with. A lot of you guys are like, my man should... Some men were just not raised like that. Look around you. Some of y'all enable your sons to be so emotionally distant or absent with women because of how their mom enabled the behavior. It's so important that you start asking for help and delegating tasks between your household. Ask for help. Find community groups. Empower yourself. Stop trying to do life alone. If you are already in my challenge for number 4, or you've done my challenges before, community that I bring, because honestly, this is my 4th challenge so far. And I love all the women that I've been able to meet, even my solo one-on-ones. A lot of y'all are from YouTube, and it just shows the audience that I have. I got so much love for y'all. The women that I've got to work with, amazing. And the mamas, the wives, the girlfriends, the single women that are looking to find that love. I've been so blessed to work with y'all. You all work so hard. You all don't know how hard you work, that it is so important to stop being so strong all the time and ask for help. When we build these communities, and the women, they're vulnerable and they start talking and they realize that they're really not alone, they feel so much more empowered. They stay on top of their habits. They work harder every day. No one's perfect. They share their downfalls. They share when they've had a hard week. They share when they're going through it, or when this has happened, or life battles. They pray for one another. When I tell you, my community comes together in my challenges, and I also need to make an overall community. So I'm thinking of opening up a school community. Let me know if you guys are interested. If you are interested, let me know down below. It's only strictly going to be for a community. This is not a part of my challenges. This is not a part of my fitness and nutrition program, although I will be teaching a little bit, but it will not be giving you macros or all of that other stuff. That is for my challenges and for my fitness app. My community though, I really want to bring women together, and I want you to feel supported, empowered, and stay on top. It's more of like an accountability group. So let me know if you're interested down below. and maybe I'll make an announcement that I may pursue it. So let's go. So far, the community, I smell on fire. The women that I bring together, it's honestly you. It's honestly you, my tribe. So I would love to do that for the community and bring more women together. Stop trying to do life alone. Believe it or not, we have gone through very similar seasons, different stages in our life, different stages to come. And your testimony, the things that you've battled with or gone through in life, trust me, nothing to be ashamed of, more to actually celebrate of how far you've actually come, who you've become as a person. Stop being so hard on yourself and actually understand that that is just your fuel and your momentum to see where you're coming from, what you've overcame, and where you're really going. All right, ladies, my favorite one is number 5. Let me know if you like this one. Aim to be sexy for you. That means healthy, hot, and happier for you. If you have that kind of mindset, you will flourish in your relationships. That is if you are not dating somebody who's insecure and wants you on a leash because they are intimidated at how you carry yourself and how well you know yourself as well. It is so important that when you start to work out, you start to dress well, smell better, you're not doing it for your man. If it's for your husband, sure, but that's like the back of my head. I'm not doing it for my fiance. I am doing it for me. I want to feel good. I've been in seasons, I've been in rooms where I walked in and I felt small. I felt insecure. I was intimidated. I was just shrinking myself. I was like, I don't fit here. I don't deserve to be here. I would compare myself or I'd be jealous. I have been there before. And what started me off in the gym was a breakup, my first breakup that led me to building my revenge body. When I was in that relationship, I was insecure, but I also had a lot of women involved that also made it worse. Had I known my own worth, I would have left a long time ago. But I stayed because he was gorgeous, good looking, light skin. I'm dark skin. And I was like, we look so good together, but I don't want other women to have him. Yet he would pursue women and those women would come to me and I was trying to fight them. Let me know, ladies, does it sound familiar? When we broke up, I decided to walk away and never look back. And I decided to join the gym maybe a day later and start on my revenge body. I wanted to feel empowered. I wanted to feel strong. I know a lot of people look at my physique now and say it's really intimidating. Go look on my Instagram. It's very intimidating. I have now been training for 12 years. So 12 years since that first relationship out of high school because nobody chose me before then. And so I was really naive and delusional, but that experience alone showed me how empty I was and how much I sought validation and praise from my partner. I wanted him to make me feel like I was sexy based on how he touched me, how he looked at me, how he prioritized me. But actually, I need to look myself in the mirror and do that for me. How I prioritize me, how I love me, how I look in the mirror and I am turned on by me. And listen, I don't need anyone telling me, oh, you're so this, you're so conceited, you're so shallow. What is the problem with loving yourself? Because I couldn't do the opposite. Been there, done that, didn't make me feel good. And the more I take care of myself, I'm eager and happy to take care of other people. When you actually love yourself, it's easier to love other people. It's easier to motivate people. It's easier to be a coach. It's easier to show up. When you don't like yourself, you want to sleep in, you want to emotionally eat, you want to emotionally spend, you want to seek validation, you want to chase men rather than having an aura that screams, wow, she knows herself. What is so intriguing about her? I want to know. I want to find out. I want to pursue her. Babe, a lot of women are saying they're having a hard time in the dating scene. And I'm like, baby, I have a ring on and these men are still pursuing me. That's the devil. But if you thought that there was nothing on the market, I'm like, damn, there has always been on the market. As you raise your standards, what is on the market will be a lot smaller, but they are so much more aware with emotion, with the feeling, with the aura, that they actually are attracted to you even more. And those that vibrate at a lower frequency, they don't even look my way. They think I'm too much, or I'm high maintenance, or I'm expensive. Baby, if I look expensive to you, I look at my body. And I don't get those kind of men. I get the men that are generous, that are kind, that are patient. I know a lot of women are like, what in the world? A man is willing to wait and be celibate for that long? You have to be doing something. But you know something? A lot of people think intimacy is the biggest thing for a relationship, but it's actually your friendship, how you communicate, how you speak to each other, the love you have outside of that, yes, the commitment, the joys, what you create and build. That means way more than just being bent over and connecting. Because when you do connect, it will be on a deeper level of knowing your soul. I'm going to put up a picture that I saw yesterday. And a lot of people don't even realize, and my old self didn't even realize the broken souls that I was sleeping with. And a lot of people, maybe you have a situationship or you have a rocky relationship. I'm not fighting for anybody to love me. That's a period. Been there, done that. I am too hot, too good looking, too smart, too intelligent for anybody to be playing in my face. Vice versa, for my partner, for any one of you guys could think like that. You deserve to feel like that based on how you take care of yourself. And if you don't feel like that, it is not too late. But definitely, if you're struggling with the way that you see yourself, you need a therapist or a coach, a mentor, someone to get you out of that. Because you can't live your life thinking that somebody else has to validate you for you to see your worth, or else you are going to be a puppet. People are going to play with your emotions and your feelings. You're always going to be rocky, fighting for love. If you don't know your worth, you're going to let people step all over you. You are going to be seeking validation because you need affection. You don't need physical affection to feel loved. And oftentimes, this comes and stems from childhood. What we didn't get from our childhood, we often seek in our relationships. And if you look back at your childhood, it was toxic, unhealthy. And this is where I'm breaking the generational curse to say, you know what? I can take my time. I can be patient. I can heal with my man. I can go to my marriage counseling where we have to do all of this work before getting married. I can do this. I can do that. I can grow with my partner and build until the day I say I do. It is so important that you don't rush the romance and the intimacy just because you want to feel sexy. Like, baby, I train my glutes 3 times a week. I got a lot for him to grip. But just because I like looking back at it does not mean that it's time for him to enjoy my hard work. And I've been in my relationship for 4 years. We obviously didn't start out abstinent or celibate. Along the way, I decided that I want to be a wife. How many promise relationships am I going to go into with somebody saying, oh, I want to build this life with you, and then no, 2 years later tell me, oh, I need to go work on myself. I'm not giving you my body. You should know. Put a ring on it, claim it, marry it. You can then have my body. But I am not listening to any broken promises, because we are taking the best man that comes first. The one that is going to put the ring on it and be loyal and caring and understanding and be on the same wave. I'm not listening to promises. Only a fool can listen to this. I need to see action, that you actually want to be my husband. Not me sweating while I'm standing here, which is a really good thing. But be patient. I do have urges, and let's talk about those urges. Let's talk about it. When you start working out, I was telling one of my clients that are married, I said, girl, when you start working out, you are going to be bending it over. Let me tell you guys a little bit of my fantasy. A married woman, when I'm married, daytime, I'm in Louboutins, I'm in 6-inch heels, and I really don't care how you feel about stilettos or 6-inch heels, baby. Those are the heels I like. Coming home mid-afternoon and bending me over on any surface or no surface, babe, because I can stand up in heels. And we keep it going. While you start to work out and you build your energy back up through the foods that you're eating. See, a lot of people eat for comfort, emotions, or aesthetics. Baby, over here we eat for fuel. All my girls, they eat for fuel. I had one client, she's still my client. She does all my challenges. I'm not gonna say her name. She was like, girl, my man is loving this. And I've been loving her transformation too. And she's like, girl, my man is loving this. He can't take his hands off of me. I said, that's right. I had a client that was trying to conceive, and she's a lawyer. She has a very stressful job. She started working with me. She has now a 1-year-old baby girl, and her man wants another one. And I'm like, okay, let's do it again. And no, I'm not in the bedroom with these people. They work with me. I give them this energy. I want women, and especially my wives and mamas, to feel sexy again. Because sometimes your friend group is not going to make you feel like this. And some people just don't want you to feel like yourself. You can be sexy. I got my girls going to the gym and their friends are questioning, oh, what are you using? What did your doctor give you? They're like, no, my doctor is Shen. Natural, not in the sense of my boobs, but natural in a way of how we get the results. I barely even push supplements. And I'm never going to push what's the new trending product that people are now injecting and taking. No, I want them to enjoy their life and make it sustainable. They don't need to be a bodybuilder. They don't need to be ripped. They just need to find their sexiness again. And so do you. And when my clients tell me about how much hornier they get from working out and having their energy back and their sleep, and they're just having more balance and structure, I'm like, so over the time of meeting my man, I was 30 pounds heavier. And like I said before, I am now 30 pounds lighter. I'm only getting smaller because I'm going to do a shoot. We're getting ready to do a shoot on the bike pack. I'm doing a big shoot and I'm so excited. So I want to be a little bit leaner, keep the glutes really full, waistline tight. And I'm not doing this for my wedding, but as a coach, I know how to do this for me. And I'm also currently working with my coach and we're just going over my physique. When I work with women and they tell me how much more stamina and they want to be throwing it back with their partners. I love it because most women right now in this day and age, they're coming home from work, they're tired, you throw in the towel, you barely want to make food or dinner. So you end up ordering out, eating this sluggish, disgusting food that doesn't make you feel good. Turn on a show, call it a night. We're repeating the pattern. Baby, come over here. Because that's not what we want to do. We want to break the cycle. And if you're still watching this video, shit, that really sounds like me. All of this really sounds like me. Come on, because we know these men cheat, right? I still want you to be the hot thing that even, I'm not promoting divorces or anything or breakups, but you should know yourself well enough that if you are not being treated like a queen, you should walk away and not feel like you have limits on your life. So whether you're single and you're like, oh no, there's no good men out there, or you're in a relationship being treated like trash, I want you to look yourself in the mirror. Maybe you need to get it together. I know you want to cry. You want to cry, get in the gym, start eating well, start getting finer, sexier, look yourself in the mirror, turn yourself on. You want to be like, wow, I really like what I look like. And then you're going to feel so much better. That man is either going to be obsessed with you, become more obsessed with you. If you lost your spark, it will get back together. Maybe do it together if you're in a relationship, or seek therapy together. That's so healthy. And just do something together, but being blobs together where you don't feel good, you're slow, you're lethargic energies. I could never be a starfish. I remember in my first relationship when my ex used to do me sideways and I was like, shit, I feel like that was for 2 years. I was so bored and I cried. I always cried right after because I was like, I'm too hot for this. I want my head thrown in a wall. This is terrible. And I'm having a real girl-to-girl conversation. We need to be still keeping that spark going on. Go to a dance class, go to a heel class, go to a pole dancing class, and make sure you're encouraging your man to do other things too, because don't slow down. Buddy, I told my man, don't slow down. Don't lose your hygiene. Don't lose taking care of yourself, because that's not what turns me on. If you slow down, we gonna have a problem. I went over his nutrition the other day and he realized he was overeating in fats, because I'm like, babe, why are you not losing this? He's not listening to me. And for so long, he's been in denial, thinking that he was eating his macros. He knows what he's doing. I'm like, I'm a coach. Literally, you're a representation of me and you're letting yourself go. I had to have a real conversation. Some of y'all can't really understand when your partners, whether it's a wife coming to her husband or a girlfriend coming to her boyfriend or coming to a friend or vice versa, Some of y'all, they can't even tell you the truth because you're going to be so offended. Now, if I'm gaining weight, and we're all going to have seasons, I'm gaining weight because I'm uncontrollably eating outside of my portions, please correct me, because the minute I let myself go, please let me know. And a lot of people, they're in denial. I'm uncontrollably eating, emotional spending, addictions, they're very unattractive. It is so important to get a grip on life. And if you need a coach, get a coach. It doesn't have to be me. I'm not poaching my program to you. I only want to work with people that actually are ready for it. I'm kind, I'm nice. I may be harsh on here, but I detail it for my actual clients. And then they get it, they go through it. But you need somebody to help hold you accountable. Stop waiting on your husbands, your friends, your situationships to hold you accountable. I don't even train with my boyfriend, or I don't train with my fiance unless I'm coaching him. It's not the other way around. I don't train with girlfriends either. If anyone is training with me, they paid to train with me because that is my time. Most people can't even keep up. So at the end of the day, I go to the gym for me. I want to work out for me. Stop looking at your plate to be perfectly aesthetic for you to eat it, or it needs to be so flavorful. It needs to be simple. You're eating for fuel. Your body is the representation of what you have been eating. So if you don't like what you feel like or look like, that is on you. If your man starts to turn his head, shame on him. That's again, take that belt out. I'm just joking. Shame on him, but also get back in the gym. Work out, go for a walk, start taking care of you. If you don't like how you feel more than you look, it's more about the feeling. If you don't like how you feel, change it. Lastly, in this category, I also want to say if you start taking care of yourself, you're going to be less moody, less insecure, less jealous, less doing this comparison, less of a hater. Those who actually take care of themselves, we don't even care what you're doing. I'm not on social media scrolling. I could care less. I'm busy doing me. I'm busy taking care of my clients. Too many clients to talk to, but I don't have time to see what Brenda is doing. So listen, you will not be insecure. When you walk into rooms and you enjoy what you look like, what you have on, how you feel, you are not going to care about other people. Baby, I walk into Costco, I walk anywhere, and people are always like, wow, girl, what do you do for work? Or who are you? You are a representation of pretty much what you eat, how you take care of yourself. So if you are not getting those questions or getting stopped the way that you want to, change it. Change something about you that only empowers your life, only makes it better. Number 6, ladies, this is so important. It's so important while you're in a relationship or single to balance and stabilize your hormones and your moods, because I am tired of hearing so many excuses. I'm just a girl. I'm carrying this load on me. Or you're eating like crap and so you don't feel good. Your mood is all over the place. Or I'm just moody. Honestly, being moody, just imagine being around somebody who's moody, who's just negative all the time. Nobody wants to be around you. Why would a man even want to be around you? Maybe you guys have a relationship and it's hanging by the thread. Nobody wants to be around anyone that's emotional, moody, rude, controlling, naive, delusional, always on their phone, comparing their life and then bringing it back to the reality. No, baby. You want to really work on making sure that your mood and hormones are stable. How do you do that? First of all, you need to start to eat better and not in a calorie deficit, because I had to explain to my girls what a calorie deficit is. So many women get into these hard diets. I'm going to go keto, or I'm only going to eat 1,200 calories. And then you're like, I have no energy. Or you eat one meal a day. And let's say you're not even on a diet. You eat one meal a day, or you only have fast food that day. And you're hangry, you're cranky, you're tired, you're moody, you're miserable, you hate life, you hate your job, you hate everybody. How can you go through life like this? And again, we're repeating cycles that we saw maybe from our household or from other women. I have women that I've met and they look forward to going home and opening up a bottle of wine and finishing that bottle every single evening while their children watch how their parents de-stress. That is not healthy. And we normalize all these unhealthy behaviors. And if I'm coming for you and triggering you, well, it is true. Some people come home and they smoke a joint, they smoke cannabis, and they do this all in front of their children. And you don't realize that your kids end up repeating those habits. Now, I didn't see my mom or my dad come home and smoke cannabis, although I picked up the habit, right? But once I was more aware of how tired, groggy, unproductive I was, I fell into much more worse habits after that and addictions. I realized that I was only wasting my life and I needed to change. I was very unstable with my mood, my hormones, my sleep was off, my body was off, my goals were off, just because I entertained more of what didn't serve me rather than addressing that. And a lot of people would rather push it to the back and say, well, I'm just a girl, or you don't know my struggles. Look around you. There's only maybe 5% of the world who's been spoon fed. The rest of the world is struggling, surviving, and just trying to make it through, figuring out their life day by day. So your story is no less than mine, and mine is no more than yours. You have to understand that it's your life and it's your body. You have to make sure that you are eating for fuel and overall health. There are so many people that have injuries that are still sitting in their injuries for years and only deteriorating in their health. Maybe you have gained 100 pounds and you're like, well, I'm never going to lose the weight because I've tried I and Z. But I had to ask one of these people that made a comment on my page the other day. She's like, I've tried everything and da da. I'm like, have you ever had a coach though? And I was trying to sell her my business. I said, maybe in your area, you should get a coach, because what? Have you ever had a nutritionist, but yet you're saying you've tried everything? You've tried, unless you've actually had a good nutritionist, holistic coach, naturopath, doctor, like an actual holistic therapy coach, mentor, then you have not tried everything. You've just done the cheap route for cheap results that are unsustainable. Let's be realistic, because a lot of people would rather spend money on Chris Brown concerts than spend money on changing their entire life that could actually make you more money. So listen, if you feel like your hormones are always unstable, maybe you work long hours too. And by the time you get home, you turn on the TV, or on your rest days, you're lounging around and you're unmotivated. You're not going to feel any better. You're going to watch other people on yachts. You're going to watch all the girls capitalizing on their beauty, no matter which way they're getting it or doing it. However they wanted to live their life, at least they are in that moment feeling happy. But I want you to think about it. You were too young and hot, and young could still mean 80. I want you guys to stop putting age on what young looks and feels like. This is my client. She's 60 years old today, and she can do more than a lot of people in their 20s and 30s. She can bust a squat. She can squat. She can stretch. She can lift. She can keep up. She's hot. She can wear high heels, where a lot of women, they can only wear 2-inch to 1 to 2-inch heels. So what are we doing? You could get hotter, you could get finer, you could get healthier, you could get wiser, you get financially richer. You have no excuse. You could turn your life around overnight just by deciding that this is a promise that I'm making to myself. Like I said in number 1, normalizing being moody and your hormones fluctuating is not normal. Okay, and just because you have a moody friend, I don't know you. Don't call me with no drama. Don't call me with no instability. I'm not trying to hear this gossip every single day. I'm that type of person that I don't have time for that. I'm sorry. Nope. I'm not the person that's going to waste my time on the phone trying to talk about gossip or the same things. Don't call my phone. I'm not the person for that. Lastly, number 7 on how to avoid gaining relationship weight or losing yourself. Babe, this one is so important. You need to have at least 7 non-negotiable habits that you do with or without that person. Non-negotiable habits. Let me tell you a few of mine. I will travel with or without my man. I will go to the gym with or without my man. I will go to a restaurant with or without my man. I will go shopping with or without my man. I will save for X, Y, and Z with or without my man. I will go for a walk. I will go for cardio. I will try new events with or without my man, or without anybody. I will travel solo. A lot of people won't even do that. I will go to the movie theater by myself. You are on this earth to become a lover of yourself. This is the point of the video. How to avoid gaining a relationship with. Love yourself enough to say no, or I'm going to try it because it serves me. No, it doesn't serve me, or yes, it serves me. Love yourself enough to never stop living, to never stop being curious and creating. When you were a childhood and you were curious, never let yourself go for another person, for the convenience of another person's emotion, for how they feel, for you being afraid of them thinking, oh, you're too fit, you're too in love with yourself. No one should ever be intimidated because you love yourself. They should fall more in love with you or be proud of you because you strive for more, because you carry weight, but you know your potential and you show up and you continue to excel. No one should be mad at you because you love yourself, because you want to do more and be more in life. That is a red flag. I told my man at the beginning of the relationship, don't think about me because I know you're going to think about me. I want you to wake up and choose yourself because I'm always going to be there. But I'm going to fall more in love with you if you actually love yourself. If you say no to me sometimes. If you tell me that, I'm sorry, Shan, I want to go for a walk by myself to clear my head, or I want to go train, or I want to go do this with my friends. I want to be happy for you. Right? If my partner is staying out very late and getting drunk, I'm not going to be happy. But there are some respectful times that I would prefer him to respect for us to feel good and safe. Because nothing after 12, when you're drunk and it's after 12, works well. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for most people, if you get my drift. So that is the only thing really we usually have a problem with, because when he wants to go with his friends and they're out that late, with me, if I go out with my friends, I'm usually okay. These guys, I'm going home by 10, 11, 12 because I like my sleep. I'm actually not going home because I'm respecting my partner. I do respect my partner, but I'm just not the type to be out that late, period. And some people, they're coming home late, drunk, you smell bad. I need you to get it together. Design the life that you actually want to live, however that is, okay? Maybe some people enjoy that life. I don't. I want to wake up. I want to be that girl. Who's that girl? That is who I am. And you have to be able to do a few things on your own. So when my man wants to sleep in because he's had a hard week of waking up at 1 a.m., like today, he's not going to the gym. It's because he's tired from work. We have different schedules. I'm still going to the gym. And when he wants to sleep in on the weekends, I'm still going outside for a walk. I am not laying in bed with my man just because he wants to lay in bed. I will lay and cuddle for 5 to 10 minutes. If I was married, I'd wake him up and I would give him some meat. But at the same time, when I'm married, so I don't need to be in bed waiting. Maybe I'm going to go and do my walk. And when I'm married, I'm still going to give it back. And then I'm going to go do my walk, drink some water, and mind my business. But the habits don't stop just because you're married, you're a mother, you're a girlfriend. Find the love for you. You need to be like, I'm so in love with taking care of me, filling me up, that you give off this aura. I'm sure most people look at me like a damn sex symbol. Well, I'm a sex symbol for my man. I just have this aura where I just want to be like, eaten alive. And that's how we keep it. Maybe when you start taking care of yourself and putting yourself first, you are going to feel so good. When I have clients in the morning, I have to make sure that I do something for myself when I'm giving back to you guys or when I'm giving back to them, or else I'm going to feel like I just gave and people just drain me, suck me dry. No, I need to make sure I'm always filling my cup up before I get burned out. And how do I do that? I continue having things that I do with or without people. So what are a few things? Let me know 3 things down below. What are 3 things that you do with or without somebody being there? It doesn't have to be your partner. It could be your friend, or maybe 3 things you wish to do. I had a lot of girls this challenge that were like, I've never been to the gym, but I'm going to fight my fears and I'm going to go and I'm going to sign up to the gym. And they are in the gym now. We had girls in the previous challenge that they had been terrified to go to the gym, and now they are in the gym. So what are 3 things that you're going to start to do on your own without waiting for somebody to be there or encourage you? Maybe you're just going to go to do something, try something new, go to an event, fly across the country, go to a concert across the country, take a long flight to Bali. What are you going to do? I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I really have to get to the gym because I have one more client tonight on Zoom. If you'd like to train with me one-on-one on Zoom, whether you're working out from home or you can take a gym with you to the gym, or you can take a phone with you to the gym, then definitely fill out my form down below and check out my website so you can see my pricing as well, so there are no question marks. And then come train with me if you are ready. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, share to all my girlies, all the women. It doesn't matter if you're a wife or a mama or you're a girlfriend or fiance. I want all to get them to have this video this love forever. Let me know if you guys still want that school community, and I will put it together. Now we're gonna train upper body. I know you guys are loving the muscles, but it's never too late to start. I've trained so many women where I've been able to see the results. I post the results all the time, and it's possible. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Baby, come into my room. Higher than the moon. From the gully corner, so she will ride it like a yama. This is what we're gonna be playing on my wedding night. Okay, I know I'm such a bad girl. I'm excited for my wedding night. Oh my god. Jamaican girl. All right, guys, let's go have our workout.